when Travis is out there running the route, he's real fluid in his motion, and he doesn't look like he's overly fast, or at least it doesn't look like he's running fast. But he's gaining ground when he's doing it, and so he's able to do this at the same speed all the time. And so it's some. I'm not saying it's rare, but to have an ability to run full speed and come out of the break at full speed, catching the football, is something that is tough to do. And Tony had that ability as well. So the thing is, creating separation and getting open is an attribute that Travis has. And so Tony, he had the same thing, but they was very different in the way they were doing it. I think Tony ran with a lot more power, with what he was doing. He used a lot more basketball moves as far as nudging guys off, kind of bodying things up. And I say Travis is a little bit more, I don't want to say slippery, but he can maneuver his body. Man, he got some wiggle in his hips, man. He can make guys miss and move around to get open. And, I see linebackers constantly they're trying to put a hand on him. He gets around him, and he's on the other side of him. And he's just so fluid by how he does it. It's real graceful that he does it, man. So I really enjoy him when he's doing it that way. Similarities in Tony and Travis is the winning attitude, the confidence, right? Almost perceived as cockiness. But you see these guys just want to be the best out there on the field all the time. They just want to win. And so plus the intensity of it. Tony's was more of like a quiet intensity. He kind of was more an introvert, as far as his intensity out there on the field. I mean, Tony had these intense eyes. I mean, you could just see his, the steel of the glaze that he just focused on what he had to do, right? It's nobody's taking him out of that concentration. And Travis is another one where he's just so passionate when he's out there playing that every chance and opportunity he gets to beat guys, he just loves it. He relishes in it. You just see him. He just, man, and I love it because he gets up and he's just excited in the things that he's doing out there. So that's the similarities. But Travis, man, just coming on the scene, I really didn't see it coming, that he was going to be this good. Yeah, I didn't. Yeah. And it took maybe a couple of years. It's like, okay, man, this guy's, he's really good. So it's just not a fluke. Because sometimes you have guys he's good one year, but then all of a sudden it's like, okay, he tapers off another year, so you wonder was it this, was it that? But no, man, he's kept it consistent. And I think a lot of it is just, his mindset and his skill set of just getting open, and able to run, with the football. So I call him the rubber man. He looks like the rubber man to me. He could bounce off and move his body in certain ways that you're like, well, why did he turned to catch it like that? But that's just him. That's how he does things.
Well, I remember there was one play, and I can't remember the game exactly. It was late in the year or it was early in the playoffs, but he catches a pass and he hardly moves an inch, and the defender just completely missed him. And I'm sure the defensive coaches hate that, but it's like, even things like that, it's like he didn't do anything. He just stood there, and it still impresses you the way he does it.
And that's the subtle moves to be elusive, not to take the full hit. He does a great job of it. And I think it's part of why he doesn't get hurt a lot, And so that's another attribute that Tony and Travis have is durability. Look, Tony is a machine. He was an absolute machine, man. He was all muscle, and you couldn't hurt him. You couldn't hurt Tony. That was the thing about it, man. He was just strong and, big and powerful. And so he was just a guy that he would just take hits. He'd get right back up. And some guys, you just know that, oh, this guy, he ain't gonna get up off this hit. And Tony would just shake it off like it was nothing. So his durability over his career is astronomical. You just don't find guys like that anymore. Really. And I think people don't really understand that, his durability throughout his entire career, where he was able to stay out there on the field. And so Travis is doing the same, man. You don't see him being dinged up and hurt, because he is elusive. You don't let full hits come on him, right? And so he, like you said, he's able to, maneuver away from the full hits on those. So yeah, man, that's That's a special quality. That is an absolute special quality. Just to go through a football season and not get hurt.
Yeah.
You know, I've seen it, man. Tony, shoot, like I said, that Joker, man, was absolutely incredible for not getting hurt. That's a blessing right there. So, but Travis, man, phenomenal player, phenomenal.